Good afternoon, Stitch Roadies. Well, it is going to be a little bit more exciting and information-packed than normal. So be sure you have gotten yourself something to drink. And let me first tell you about the weather. We are going to be heading into our second atmospheric river this next 24 hours, which is a term that I think is kind of funny. Atmospheric river. Okay, but here in the greater Portland area of Oregon, we are all about the outdoors plants, trees, roses, all of that, and it takes a ton of water. So we're not going to complain about any atmospheric river. I'm dropping things all over the place here. But this past weekend, I got my hair, oh my gosh, my chin is like, it's, my chin's pronouns are he, him, because thank goodness for those awesome tweezers. That was, maybe she sent me the tweezers because she can you see? Can you see them? Yeah, I can feel them. Oh, yeah, well, this past weekend was amazing because it was the Jingle Ball. And for those of you that participated in it, I know that you feel the same way I do. It was the best $10 I ever spent. For those that didn't dive in, think about it next year. I mean, really, even if things don't go real smoothly or you didn't get everything you wanted, just the opportunity to pop in and out of the stitching lounges where you meet stitchers from all over the world. It's extraordinary, and the price was so reasonable for all of that entertainment. And you didn't have to stay online that 3 days total. You're kind of popping out, life is going on, and then you come back in and you pick a room that you want to hang out in, and yeah, it was awesome. And then there was shopping and entertainment. The designers all did videos, and then the class offerings were amazing. So I am definitely on board again for next year. This year was my second year, and so I'm an alumni. Yeah, but I'm definitely doing it next year because it was nothing but a good time. I did get to sign up for one class. I chose one class to sign up for. I could have done them all, literally, but stuff was going on in life, and so I kind of popped in and out. But the class that I took was Hello from Liz Matthew, and it was the Festive Mini Wreath and Banner cross-stitch pattern. I absolutely loved this pattern, and the ideas are just swimming in my head, and that is, there you go. And so I was able to complete my project, and here it is. Isn't that adorable? And it was fun. It wasn't like this kind of brain teaser class. For me, it was absolutely perfect, and I enjoyed every bit of it. And I'm going to be making many more of these. Yeah, awesome. And on Saturday, so the event started Friday, and then on Saturday, there were a handful of shops across the nation that had stitch parties going on at the shops with the Jingle Ball. And so for my LNS Acorns and Threads, Janine had set up a big TV so we could watch some of the pre-recorded videos and stitch with it. And there was like about 40 of us and it was a party, definitely a party, and there was snacks and so much camaraderie. Yeah, I'm definitely doing it next year, and I hope Janine will have another party like that again, because I will be there. It was just fun to get to know the designers as they did their introduction videos, and their husbands, because a lot of work goes on behind the scenes, and that was just, yeah, it was wonderful, and on my list again next year. I hope I see you there. And it was fun to meet people. Sometimes you'd go in a room, nobody would be there, or you'd text your friend, said, I'm going to this room or that room. The first day they had some computer glitches, so there were some rooms that you couldn't get into, but my friends and I, we went to the December birthday room. Not a December birthday in this house, so we still had fun and everybody welcomed us. Yeah, Stitchers are just awesome, awesome. So what did I do while I was enjoying the Jingle Ball? I chose 2 projects to stitch on during the Jingle Ball. And the reason I chose them was because my friend Cheryl was going on and on and on about everything that Lori, textilist on FlossTube, was talking about. And so then, I love Lori. I love Lori. But I dropped everything to go watch to see what Cheryl was talking about. And as I was watching, I was going, I have that project. Where is that project? I have that one too. So thank you, Lori, for shaking my world up, my UFO whip world. And so I went to check on the bags, my project bags, and to see where those projects were, and I found them. And so they were my Jingle Ball stitches. And so I want to get them out here. Okay, so the first one was Blessings Be Thine. This was a Blackbird Design Home for the Holiday book, and I started this a long time ago, and then it just kind of languished in its project bag. And so my goal was to get this this part here stitched during the Jingle Ball. So one day, that's what all I stitched on, and I got it done. Before I brought this out, I had already stitched this 2 lines of alphabet and the frame here. So it was fun just to stitch that little motifs in the center of the frame. And this is stitched, and see, this is my go-to is 36 count or 40 count, but this was back in my 32 count days, and so it's kind of a nice break. And this is willow green Belfast linen. So I stitched on that for part of the Jingle Ball. And then, let me see the other thing. The other thing that Lori showed was this Brenda Gervais Eau Tannenbaum. And I said, I have that. Where is that? So I went and found that project bag. And it turns out I also had the box. I double-checked that I had the box. And I had started on that first block. I had started out on, no, the bottom block is what I started out on. I started out on this block here. And I had, you know, a little bit of it done, but I finished the house. Isn't that sweet? And I have a big old honkin' piece of fabric, and it is Picture This Plus Legacy 36 count. And I got this at Acorns and Threads. And the gals at Acorns and Threads are absolutely the best. So on some of the days where I was stitching in and out of the room, this is what I was doing. I wanted to pick something like I could, oh, I shouldn't show you the chart here, the fill-in, so I could fill in the red on the house. And yeah, so that, I don't know, it kind of made me feel smug. It made me feel smug. So I'm going to keep stitching on these. I'm going to keep working away on it. I have been working on my designated stitch, although because of the Jingle Ball, I wasn't getting a whole lot of time. Usually for me, you could go on till midnight, but usually for me, 8 o'clock was about it. I go to bed at 9, so I wanted to spend a little time with G, and so I'd go in and do a little bit of the designated stitch, and this is the designated stitch currently. Beautiful sentiment for a beautiful man. And so I finished that bottom part, and now I'm working on the tree. Yeah. And this looks like some kind of an even weave. So those were my Jingle Ball projects. And while I was at the Jingle Ball festivities at Acorns and Threads, I had to do some shopping. So I did that. And let's see, where could I start? Okay. I had to get the rest of the threads for this project. This is going to be my new start project. I have fallen in love with this book, and I got this at Acorns and Threads. Hare's Season Summer Booklet by The Primitive Hare, and you can see right there that I finished the Sea Hag, Mermaid Before Coffee. I am just trying to decide how I want to finish that. I'm thinking I want it on the top of a wooden box that could hold my coffee. So I have not found that box yet, and that's why that's hanging there. But I fell in love with this booklet, and Janine still has some of these booklets. And whoever called up the shop, and I can't remember now, but I was told that someone called up the shop to order, buy the book, said that it was my fault. I'm so proud. Well, this one is my next stitch out of this book, but you're going to just flip when you see, I'm not going to show it to you now, but I am not using the called for fabric. I am using an entirely different piece of fabric, and wait until you see it. Yeah, Janine has a lot of the Primitive Hare fabrics. I fell in love with this piece, and I think it's going to frame this particular stitch absolutely perfect. So I finished kitting that up because I was missing a few threads, and that's going to be my next start. And then I I know I live by the motto, start a prairie schooler, finish a prairie schooler, start a prairie schooler. I have that hashtag. It seems like that is going to be the mantra for the Prairie Schooler Santa stockings also. So I'm on to making my next stocking. I am not going to start it until January of 2024. But I did pick up the fabric because Janine had the fabric at Acorns, and it is 18 count cork linen summer khaki, and this one is called Peter, and that is the stocking right there. Absolutely adorable. You can't you just can't miss out. Every stocking is adorable, and I think there'll be many more ahead for me. My girlfriend Julie, who was also at the Jingle Balls gathering in Acorns and Threads, brought back from a shop on her travels to Colorado, and this was another shepherd's bush pattern. She brought me the pattern. It was adorable, and the first thing I'm going to do is make the scissor fob, but I'm making all three of them. So here's the pattern. Look at that. Look at that scissor fob. Now, if you can see, that stitch is done on one of those mesh bags. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Scary. Scary. And then my friend Margaret at Acorns said she brought her finished piece and then showed on, I think she showed in one of the Zoom rooms, the fully finished. And so I bought the pattern, and I've ordered the wood piece where this sets. I just thought her finish was so adorable. And this is by Brenda Gervais, and it is Snow Magical. Snow Magical. But it looks like a snow globe. And so the wooden pieces, if you're interested in this, you can call Acorns and Threads, and they still have some of the patterns, and she is putting an order in for the wooden pieces, which I just think it's adorable. So that will be for a future project. Yeah. And then I kitted up a pattern for a friend of mine who is getting involved in cross-stitch, and I thought this was, I'm just waiting for the fabric. I thought this was a great pattern for her. I just think she would love it. And so I got all the threads that she needed and the pattern. And this is a Sambry Stitches design, Oh Holy Night. And I just thought that's just perfect for her. It's lovely. So I'm just waiting on the fabric to come in before I send that off. It's kind of funny. You know, life is so interesting. It's just, there's so much. I got my stitches out today. So that was interesting. If you've ever had a lot of stitches. I mean, even the poor nurse was like going, oh my gosh, how come they had to put so many stitches in? And she's like, and she says, does that hurt you? And I said, well, it's been itching so bad that actually the pain is helping the itch. You know what I mean, don't you? You know what I mean. Yeah. But, you know, life, talking about life, my girlfriend from high school that was visiting brought me this adorable little pouch, Be You. Isn't that sweet? And it's flannel lined. I'm going to use it like a stitchy tote. And this is what's really funny. She bought me these socks. They're called You Glow Girl. I gotta say that 5 times real fast. You glow girl. You glow girl. You glow girl. Because they glow in the dark, these socks. I mean, they glow in the dark. Now, she bought these in another state, the state that she lives in. But what I found really funny about this is that these socks are made in Portland. It's just so interesting to me. Oh, and there was something else about these socks. What is it? No, they're designed in Portland. So these socks are designed in Portland, where I live, and they're made in South Korea, where I was born. Isn't that weird? I mean, these socks, designed in the city I live in now, and made in the country that I was born in. Wonders never cease. Wonders never cease. I did get in the mail absolutely lovely card, and this is from Linda, and she is aka Van Accessible. She has a Patreon. She teaches classes in Bend, Oregon, and is just an all-around creative, lovely person. And she sent me this Christmas card that, and look at this. It actually, there was this little folded envelope inside. I mean, talk about being creative. And it says that photo flip book for your holiday stitching fun. And so here's my photo flip book. And, you know, I can add pictures. There's little pockets. Absolutely adorable. There's little tags in here to add more things. Yeah, I'm going to add some awesome pictures to this photo flip book. And it makes such a sweet little decoration too. Thank you, Linda. Miss you. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm getting over the mountain anytime soon. I mean, I saw on the Trip Check cam, I know some of you are experiencing this. Some of you are into your summer months, but it's snowing. Yeah, it's snowing. Not here, but on the pass. So I follow on Instagram the Govy 500 because it's hysterical. And he just shows the pass from here to the other side of the mountain. And all the shenanigans that go on with vehicles stuck in the snow or trying to get through. And yeah, so if you want some entertainment, you can go on Instagram and go to the Govy 500 if you want to see what's going on here. Back to the Jingle Ball, because we're bouncing all over the place. Back to the Jingle Ball. There were so many wonderful things to shop, and I did shop. I did. And then I downloaded some free patterns. I mean, all the designers put free patterns on their sites, and so I downloaded a few of them. I mean, Be Minty, Beth Twist. Love that. Love that. Beth always hits it out of the park. And then here is Tiny Modernist, little snowflake. Hands-on Design, little snowman ornament. And just for signing up for the Jingle Ball, these were available for free download. And from Hands-On Design, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? It's so beautiful. And you know, you could personalize it. You could not put the Mary, you could put people's name. Just, I mean, my brain was going 100 miles an hour over that. Yeah. So when I get up in the morning and the sun comes up, because usually when I get up it's still dark, but when the sun comes up, I work on my 56 count. Yes, I have to have good light, I have to have glasses, magnification, and so I am working on, oh, let me find it here. Where's that? Oh, it's in my Mad Hatter bag, you know, because you have to be mad to be doing 56 count. Oh, I don't know what I did with the pattern. Oh, there it is. And this was a pattern that I got at the attic. And I'm doing this one right here. And I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Look at that. "56 count is not for the faint of heart. And I don't profess to be an excellent stitcher, but what I do know from having stitched this is that when I take my glasses off, not out, when I take my glasses off, I can't see my mistakes. And so I am sure that none of my friends are going to see my mistakes. And so I'm going to just be able to say, oh, look it, this is 56 count. And, yeah, I mean, it's just, this is insanity. It's insanity. But, you know, this is the thing about life. If not now, when? I mean, I know I'm only getting older every year. And so if I'm able to do something now, do it, because next year you might not be able to. And so this 56 count I'm quite proud of, just by the sheer fact that I gave it a go. And it is in my Mad Hatter bag. Yeah. Well, I think that's about it on the cross stitch front. I'm just looking to double check. I have a ton. I have actually not a ton. I tend to over exaggerate. Yeah. But I have some giveaways. I made a pile. Where is, oh, there they are. These are a pile of giveaways. Either I have stitched them, or they were previous giveaways that the winner never contacted. And I know there's all kinds of ways to try to chase people down, but I just don't have the time. So I am just offering them back up again. And see, eventually, when something doesn't get claimed too many times, I'm just taking it to Goodwill. Yeah. But let's do this. Let's have a little party. It's, after all, for us, it's the holiday season. I know there's all kinds of different celebrations going on, all kinds of different weathers. But in this household, we're all about Santa and the Christmas season. And so that's how I'm going to celebrate it, is by doing a giveaway. I have 7 of them. And so I've numbered them. And all I want you to do, you could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you want. If there's some that you don't want, then don't put that number down, because I've numbered each one from 1 to 7. So number 1, I finished fully finished, and it's hanging out in the hallway, and it's immortal. Yep. Lucy Beam. I had, I had to do this. I had to. So that's number 1. Number 2 is The Cottage Garden, A Year in the Woods, number 8. And this is number 2. That's kind of confusing, isn't it? But this is number 2. Isn't that beautiful? And I have a friend who did this owl, and he is gorgeous. Number 3 is a full kit. That means there's the pattern, the fabric, the actual cross-stitch fabric, the floss, a magnet, and this is number 3. So if you're interested in chickens, say number 3. Number 4 is a kit also, and it is It's So Emma, and fall is in the air. It's an adorable pattern, and this is a full kit also. So there's fabric, there's thread, and there's a needle minder. Isn't that needle minder cute? So if you're interested in that one, number 4. This is one that I finished, and I haven't fully finished, but it is finished. I need to, I think I'm going to attach it to a bag. I think that's what I decided. And I changed the wording on the inside of it, so you can also. But this is number 5. So what I ended up putting in the center of that was Stitch Roadie, Quilt Roadie. That's why I thought I'd put it on a bag. Yeah. Number 5. Number 6, Blackbird Designs, Loose Feathers, Summer. That's beautiful. And number 7 is Blackbird Design, Loose Feathers, Winter. So if you're interested in any of those, just put the number down in the comments. Please be a subscriber, because I do check. And you don't know how many times I have to flip in and out, because it turns out that the person that the random thing chose is not a subscriber. And so then I rerun it again. So please be a subscriber. And I would like a thumbs up, because I'm needy that way. I am needy that way. Yeah. So we'll have some fun with that. I am deep into, because we celebrate Christmas, I am deep into the holiday movies. And I watched Elf. Do you know Elf was on for 24 hours? It used to be that the Christmas Story was the only one that was on 24 hours, but now Elf was on for 24 hours. And I finished reading a book that, oh my gosh, I was like flabbergasted. And did I already tell you this? I might have, but I'll tell you again. I am old. So, The House with Good Bones. It's a gothic horror. Gothic horror. Not my genre usually. But it's about an entomologist, and she ends up having to go back home because she was on a dig site that had to be shut down because they found human bones, which happens in archaeology. So she took a break and she went back to her childhood home to stay with her mom till she got called back to work. And it's all about the garden. I'm going to look at my roses differently next spring. Yeah. So I, even though I am not a fan of Gothic horror, I thoroughly enjoyed that read. And it turns out, Janine told me it's that the author is an exceptional author. And that is T. Kingfisher is the author. So the book I'm into now, because, you know, it's kind of like Prairie Schooler Santa's. Finish one, start one, finish one. I'm the same way with books. And so the book was recommended by somebody in my world. Can't remember who, but somebody in my world. Which means that it could be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, family, friends, everybody. But it's The Fortunes of Jaded Women. I like it. I like it. It's very culturally based, Vietnamese culture in Orange County, California. It's very culturally based, but there's so much about it that I recognize. So I've been enjoying that one. And I actually told my sister, you should read that one. So those are the two books that, the one that I finished and the one that I started. Other than that, I found out when I was trying to do the class, you know, she wanted you to have a glue gun and all of that, and as I was looking for my supposed glue gun, yes, I did have one. I didn't find it in time for the class, but it all worked out. I discovered I have a whole bunch of stuff, so I need to start cleaning up a bit. Somehow in 2024, I want to feel lighter spiritually. And part of that is making your environment reflect your heart and your brain. And that takes a little bit of challenge. So my goal is, because, you know, it's December, we're talking January in a heartbeat. So I plan to start 2024 a little bit lighter in my heart and brain. And I have to contemplate my word for the year, because I do that every year, and my color of the year. So this year's color was blue, of which I did a lot of blue things. And so we'll have to see whether I decide that blue needs to keep going or whether I choose a different color. I also am contemplating how to manage my cross-stitch life. And we'll have more discussions about that in the future. But I bought the Book of Days. And what I found out this month was that I didn't really like suddenly having to drag out my Christmas stitches. And Christmas is like upon us. It's like time keeps moving at this breakneck speed. And I don't, you know, I've heard that the older you get, the faster the time goes. I don't know about that. I don't know. Because it seemed to me that in the blink of an eye, my baby was a toddler, and my toddler was a school-age kid. You know, so I know I'm rambling a bit here. But I decided for next year, what I'm going to do is that there are major events or holidays that I like to celebrate, that my family celebrates. And I don't want to suddenly be in that month and not have finished something. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm doing the Zen pose, or as Lindy Stitches said, let the dog out. Why doesn't anybody else let the dog out? That was so funny. But I think on my book of days for each month, I'm going to list the major cross-stitch genres. So like Christmas, Halloween, sampler, ornament, family ornaments, whatever, and I'm going to put a square. And so each month I'm going to stitch enough. If I stitch on that, then I get to check that box off. I'm going to make a checkbox system. I still like my, oh my gosh, I so like my dry erase board with my whips and my finishes and my FFOs. That has been amazing to me. Not that it's making me get more done, but in that it's keeping the voice quiet. The voice that says, I don't get anything done. Why am I getting another chart? You didn't finish that. You know, that naggy voice. That voice is gone, because when I look at that dry erase board and I realize, oh my God, I finished 15 cross stitches this year. You are awesome. Yeah, that's the voice I want to hear. So I'm going to keep the dry erase board, but I am going to have that checkbox to kind of keep in the forefront of my mind. Oh, you don't want to wait till December, and you don't want to do that thing like Christmas in July. You want to do a little bit of Christmas every month, and it doesn't have to be a whole lot. It just needs to be moving along. So that is what I intend to do. Of course, we still have, you know, a few more days till January to tweak that program. So that's what I'm thinking about. And I hope next year, the things that I encourage you to do are to sign up for the newsletter of Acorns and Threads, because there is some amazing things going to be happening in 2024. But also, don't pass up the Jingle Ball. You know, the highlight for me for the Jingle Ball was, I actually got to stitch in a room with the pink stitchers. I mean, that's the kind of thing that just blows your mind. It's like, you know, because I know it's hard to watch all the floss tubes and all of that. It takes time. I have time issues too. But I like those pink stitchers, and suddenly I'm in a stitching room with the pink stitchers. I was like, oh my gosh. They're like three-dimensional instead of, you know, like a TV show, you know, like what you're watching with me. It's actually getting to talk in real time. It's awesome. It's awesome. And so I would encourage you to sign up for the Jingle Ball next year. And since I've been enabled by my friend Lori, textilist, and I'll put the links down below if I remember. She's trying to hit a number on her subscribers, and I encourage you to head over there and take a look. She's a sweet individual who is an amazing stitcher, and her and Lisa kindred stitchers are a hoot and a half when they're on their travels. They're like besties, and Lisa was at the event at Acorns and Threads, so it was so fun to hang out with her. But go check Textilist and go ahead and, jump on that subscriber boat for her. Help her get over that number hump that she wants to. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you so much. I am blessed. I'm blessed for each and every one of you in my life. Thank you. You take care, keep stitching, and I love you guys.